Hey everybody, it's Matt from endsickness.org. Today I'm going to talk about how I beat Candida by drinking raw colostrum. I'm going to talk about my story, a little bit about my background, how sick I was, the type of situation I was in, talk about how high my Candida levels were on the stool analysis, how I tried everything possible, spent over $100,000 plus on supplements with no progress and actually worsening symptoms. So I'm going to talk about how raw colostrum came to the rescue for my Candida symptoms, and these were systemic Candida symptoms. Then I'm going to go over why colostrum worked for Candida and the science behind it, and I'll discuss how Candida is never the root cause of your issues. If you're fighting Candida thinking that's the main issue, this video will be very helpful to enlighten you that that is not the actual truth. And then I'll summarize the key points that I just mentioned here for your ability to absorb this information. So first and foremost, my story. I was extremely sick at one point in time. I had lost over 80 pounds. I had systemic Candida, had rashes all over me. I had 7 different bacterial infections, Candida through the roof on the tests. I had lost, like I said, 70, 80 pounds. Couldn't go to the bathroom on my own for 2+ years, had to use enemas, was eating only 6 different foods without reacting. It was just a nightmare, right? So at the time when I was working with my doctor, his theory was that it was the Candida or the bacterial infections that might be causing the issue, because that was what was showing up on the stool analysis. Later we realized that it was a protozoan infection behind the scenes that was causing the whole system to go haywire, but that is a topic for another video. So my Candida levels were extremely high, and I thought that by targeting the Candida with various antifungals that would make things better. But in fact, what I did is make things worse, because these antifungals are also had the capability to target beneficial yeast and beneficial bacteria. So I tried all these antimicrobials, antifungals, and it just made me worse and worse. I lost more and more weight, became more reactive, more and more. I felt a higher level of symptoms and despair than before. It was just absolutely horrible. So my Candida levels were through the roof, all right? I did not know what to do. I tried absolutely everything possible. I spent over $100,000 in supplements, and we met literally over 100 different doctors, and they did not know what to do with my case. Luckily, I came across raw colostrum. It was an absolute blessing. I got it from a farmer up in Michigan when I was going to school up there, and I started drinking it, and within a period of just a few days I could feel some of the relief in my stomach from the acid, the pain that was in my stomach. But then within a period of about 90 days, all my Candida symptoms seemed to go away. All my rashes went away. My stomach pain got dramatically lessened. It was no longer in the top of my stomach. It was moving its way down towards the bottom of the stomach, below the belly button. I was able to then eat everything again without having sensitivities within a period of a few months. And this was like anything. I mean, processed sugar, pizza, burgers, anything I wanted. I was not having the same reactions as I had when I had the Candida. And at one point I couldn't even eat bread for years. I eat bread one time, and I'd break out in rashes over my body. I remember one time I had a Philly cheesesteak sandwich and woke up the next day and with a rash this big on my back that was like this wide, and I just started bawling and crying. It was just so difficult to go through this, and fighting the systemic fungal issue. I had fungal infection to the point where I had acne all over my face. I had it all over my chest and my stomach, my back, etc. So it was horrible. The colostrum really knocked that all out within 3 months. Within 6 months, I never looked back in terms of Candida symptoms. It was an absolute blessing. So why did the colostrum work? Well, colostrum is very much antibacterial, and a lot of the reason why the fungal infection exists there is because the bacterial infections are there. If you didn't have bacterial infections, in most cases, you wouldn't have fungal infections, because you would have sufficient beneficial bacteria to keep the fungal infections in check. Also, there are anti-Candida antibodies in colostrum that help your immune system recognize the Candida on its own and remove it on its own. Also, colostrum helps to repair leaky gut, which is a major driving factor with inflammation, which causes Candida to grow, the inflammation. Colostrum, I could go on and on about colostrum. I have plenty of videos about that, but it was an absolute game changer. It increased IgA in my gut, helped the immune system get activated, helped fight off some of these infections. And I want to mention here, Candida is never the root cause of your symptoms, okay? Never. It's there because other infections are there. It's what's referred to as an opportunistic infection, okay? It's not going to be the main cause of your symptoms. When I got rid of the Candida, there were still other symptoms there, which I realized later on were due to a parasitic infection. And that was more than likely the main thing driving this whole health scenario I had been involved in there. So summary of key points. I was extremely sick, had Candida levels through the absolute roof on the test, the highest level possible. Tried everything possible, $100,000 worth of supplements. It just made me worse and worse because it knocked out my good bacteria more. It ended up killing my beneficial yeast, etc. Raw colostrum was an absolute game changer. It changed my life. It was what I refer to as the miracle milk, you know. Helped me get rid of all my rashes, helped to gradually reduce my stomach issues, helped me tolerate all these foods that I couldn't eat before when I had these Candida infections. Colostrum worked because it has antimicrobial, antibacterial properties, which was important for reducing yeast, anti-Candida properties, helped with leaky gut, increased IgA, helped me tolerate foods better and break down proteins better, and that's why I refer to it as the miracle milk, like I said. Candida is never the root cause of your issues, okay? It is an opportunistic infection. It's only there because of other issues, so you have to realize it's only a sign of other infections that are going on. And in most cases, these are bacterial infections that are leading to the overgrowth of the fungus. And a lot of the time, the bacterial infections are there because of protozoan or a parasitic infection beneath the surface. So I hope this video helped you understand the potential, the healing potential of colostrum for Candida, systemic Candida. It was absolutely miraculous for me. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on my website, endsickness.org. It's unlike any other site that you see out there, advanced education in holistic medicine. Feel free to add comments. Subscribe if you like the content, and please note this is for educational purposes only. This is not meant to be used for medical advice or should be substituted for any medical advice. This is just based on my personal experience I've had with my clients, my daughter, the science behind it, etc. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you soon.